Thank you. Well, now, because we have our quorum present, we'll move into executive session. I know many of you have proposals in this package that you may want to speak on. So that we can continue with the voting, we'll hold all the actual comments until after the vote. Any amendments will be called up in order of seniority as agreed to, but the ranking member senators will be permitted to speak on their amendment prior to voting on them. At this point, I'll give my opening statement. As many of you already know, that this issue of housing is a really important issue to me personally. Having grown up in a single-parent household, mired in poverty, our first place that we lived was a rental unit with my grandparents when I was about 7 years old, where we shared a bedroom and a bed with my mother and my brother for a few years. Then my mother was able to afford a small 650 square foot apartment for the three of us to move into. And so many Americans are frustrated by the rising cost of housing, and it seems to be a problem that is so elusive that no one seems to find not a solution to it, because there's not a solution to it, but even a step in the direction of solving a problem that is so persistent, so pervasive, that every place in the nation consistently deals with the struggle of increasing supply, lowering prices at the same time. For far too long, Congress believed this problem was too big to solve. Today, we're taking not a step, but we're taking a leap in the right direction in a bipartisan fashion. Many people around the country, frustrated with the way we do American politics, wonder, is there any issue that brings this nation together? And I'm here to say, hallelujah, we have found one. It is housing. And hallelujah is a Southern term, but it's a term of endearment. So let us remember that today we are doing something that I frankly hope that we get more of. We've had this bipartisan coalition working together on issues of fentanyl that we did last Congress. I hope that this is a start and a spark for more cooperation on both sides of the aisle. Thank you to the ranking member for participating and rolling your sleeves up and really getting into the nitty-gritty so that we would be in a position where we could get something done, not just make a point, but make a difference. Thank you to the contributions of every single member on this committee, which is really remarkable that we have a comprehensive housing bill where every member around this dais has made a significant investment in making America's housing crisis better, and that is such a blessing. We have so many provisions, 40 in total, that it would take more time than I have, more time than I'm permitting myself to have, to deal with these issues. But let me just highlight a few of them. Senator Crapo, the Housing Supply Frameworks Act equips cities and states with the tools to upgrade their zoning and land use policies without stifling federal mandates. Thank you for leading with Senator Blunt Rochester on this important issue. Senator Rounds, for years, you and Senator Smith have advocated for rural housing. Today, we are getting your legislation out of committee. Thank you both for your work and your interest in rural housing. Senator Tillis, as Carolinians, we both know how important it is to ensure that a natural disaster, when it hits, our constituents can count on relief to arrive quickly. Your Reforming Disaster Recovery Act will make CDBG disaster recovery program work as intended. Senator Kennedy, you and Ranking Member Warren took a novel idea to reward communities for their good work that they've done to increase housing supply and turned it into legislation. Thank you both for working on an innovative approach called Build Now Act. Senator Hagerty, for too long, Neighbor Works has been without an inspector general. That will end because of you. Thank you for providing the type of oversight that will allow our efforts to be real and to have the accountability that is necessary. Senator Lummis, thank you for introducing the Whole Home Repairs Act, because no one should have to live in a home with mold, faulty wiring, or a leaky roof. This pilot program will be critical in providing help for housing programs and protect the long-term health of our neighborhoods. Senator Britt, your Helping More Families Save Act puts families first by promoting economic mobility and creating a pathway to build financial stability. This is a critical step towards long-term opportunity and generational wealth creation. Senator Ricketts, your Streamlining Rural Housing Act will enhance efficiency and eliminate duplicative regulatory requirements. This is an important component on the legislation we will vote on today. Senator Banks, your work on the Reside Act, credible in helping these strip malls see a better, brighter future, and that means less blight in local communities. Senator Kramer, the Choice in Affordable Housing Act streamlines inspections across federal programs. Your bill ensures that families aren't left waiting for housing just because there's a lack of coordination across the bureaucracy. Senator Moreno, you and I led the Community Investment and Prosperity Act, which will unlock billions of dollars of investment in affordable housing. Thank you for your hard work, your dedication, and we're glad that you won your race and you're here to provide more investment in communities that need it desperately. Finally, Senator McCormick, your HUD, USDA, VA Interagency Coordination Act directs these agencies to work together to improve housing program implementation. Your bill will make government work better for those who need it most. I thank you for your service in the military, and I thank you for your service to your country as United States Senator. I look forward to working with my colleagues, outside stakeholders, HUD, FHA, and other federal agencies to ensure all participants in this crucial industry are treated fairly. Since taking over as ranking member of this committee last Congress, I pledged to make housing a top priority, and now as chairman, I have an opportunity to work with you all to deliver on that promise. Fortunately, my colleagues and I on both sides of the aisle share this vision. Today marks a very important first step toward jumpstarting our housing development and making a real difference in the lives of Americans across the country. I want to thank my colleagues to the left for your hard work. There's so many, every piece of legislation I mentioned, almost every single one is a bipartisan bill. Working together as a committee proves to the American people that we can get things done. And it requires, frankly, bipartisanship to get to the president's desk. So that is an exciting thing. I now move to call up the Renewing Opportunity in the American Dream to Housing Act of 2025, known as the Road to Housing Act. I ask unanimous consent that we dispense with the reading of all amendments. Senators will find printed copies in front of them, the text of which has already been made available. Is there an objection? Without objection, so ordered. I now call up Lummis Amendment 5.